Alright guys, thank you for joining me for another Dokkan video. Today we are going to look at this blue Super Saiyan God Goku. This Goku is absolutely fantastic. When he got his EZA, they ended up turning him into kind of like a pseudo support, but he's definitely strong enough that you can run him like on rotation. And you can see here, I kind of talked about this in a previous video, but like the stickers for some of these just like regular banner unit EZAs is actually like really good. So he's someone else I think has just like a fantastic sticker. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through his info first. I'm going to try it a little different this time. We'll go through his info first, and then we'll go through the showcase here. So what we're showcasing is this is a Rainbow full level 10 Lynx Goku here. His super attack basically raises attack and defense for one turn, causes supreme damage. Pretty basic there. His passive basically gets attack and defense plus 100% when performing a super attack, plus an additional attack and defense plus 59%, and all allies' chance of performing a critical hit plus 7% and attack plus 20% when all allies attacking in the same turn are Realm of God category characters. So this guy, even though he's on Movie Heroes, I pretty much like to use him mainly on Realm of Gods. You could run him on Movie Heroes if you have another if you run him on rotation with a Realm of Gods character and then maybe have another Realm of Gods floating around, you could still get that passive on some of the turns. But full Realm of Gods is really what this guy's meant for. And with that 7% crit chance and attack 20 to all allies, I consider him kind of like a mini support. Like he's not giving key, he's not giving defense, and the attack percent is pretty low, but it's still like enough of a support to call him a support, and he himself will do a lot of damage. So the way I would typically run this guy is, and this would be mainly like after the 6th-year anniversary when like the UI Goku and the Vegeta come out, this guy is just a fantastic like floating unit. You can just have him float around, give that great support. He'll do like insane damage in that third slot. For the sake of the showcase, I am going to run him on main rotation, and he is good enough to run on main rotation, and we're going to partner him up with the Resurrection F Vegeta, and we'll talk about why in a second here. So in terms of what I've got him with for equips, I gave him just kind of a mix of combo. Well, he has a mix of crit and combo attack, and I just threw the combo attack that had the dodge on there just so that he has a little bit of dodge, but I'm not one of those people that feels like every unit has to have dodge like Truth does, but I figured I'd give him the 2 dodge. It could come in handy, you never know. But I got mine at 13 additional, 16 crit. Realistically, I think the thing with EZAs is like when you rainbow units before the EZA, you sometimes will set them up differently. Like before, his passive was really basic. I think he was just like attack plus 100%. So I gave him like a lot of crit before his EZA. So I'm trying to correct that and give him more combo attack with equips, and then I could go back in, but realistically I think you'd want his combo attack a little bit higher, mainly because he gets this 1-turn attack and defense buff. So if he gets an additional super, he's going to do a lot more damage there. So you can see I've got him full level 10 Lynx, and the reason why we're going to run him with the Resurrection F Vegeta is because they will share every link except for one. So I believe Goku has Kamehameha, and the Vegeta has Prodigies instead, but otherwise their link set is the same. And if we look through this Goku's link set, the main reason why you got to run him with the Resurrection F character is because they have this exclusive link called Super God Combat, which is attack plus 20%. And you can see the roster here is really small. It's literally the Resurrection F Gokus and Vegetas, and then the Golden Friezas. And Golden Frieza won't really link up well with them other than like these couple of very specific links. They also have the Resurrection F link, which is 1 key and attack and defense plus 10%. But if you go through all of Goku's links, that one's attack 15%, this one's attack 10%, and an additional 5% on super attack. This is 10% on super attack, 20% attack here. We've got key 1 and attack and defense 10%. We got another 5% attack and defense on prepare for battle. Fierce battle's got attack plus 20. So literally all of his links are attack links. So having this guy full level 10 links with most of them activated, he's going to do a lot of damage. And he does get a decent amount of his attack on super attack, which means he's going to be affected more by support characters in the third slot. So having some good supports on rotation will definitely affect his damage quite a bit. Alright, so we're going to hop in. This is the team I'm running here, and basically my plan is this. Of course Goku ends up in the last slot there, but that's okay. We got Vegeta on turn 1, so what we're going to do is we are going to basically just attack through here. and we're going to get them on rotation the next turn it comes up. Now this Vegeta is a really solid unit, and I actually really liked him, and I kind of consider the Vegeta Awakening. So if you guys remember, this is back when the Strength Kaioken Goku came out. It was like during that same celebration or right before it. I'm pretty sure it was the same celebration. But this Vegeta and then the Physical Resurrection F Goku and then Bergamo, they all awakened. And they were just like out of nowhere, like absolutely ridiculous awakenings. They were just like totally different than anything we had seen from like Banner Unit Awakenings. And I consider that group of characters to be like the start of kind of this new meta we're in, where like these characters are just bananas, right? Alright, I'm just going to use an item here so I can get some super attacks off. We just got really unlucky with the key there, so we'll just use a couple items here. So my other main rotation, so I am running the Beerus lead, who he's not ideal to run with the Saiyans, but until on Global we get the UI Goku Awakening, the Anti-UI Goku, that's the ideal leader I would run if you're going to run a Saiyan team. But Beerus, I wanted to run him just so we had the 170 lead to show off this Goku, and he's really the main Realm of Gods 170 lead that we can use right now, right? Beerus with Vados, by the way, like Beerus is going to do a truck ton of damage here. Watch this. Yeah, 6.2. That's pretty good attack stat right there from Beerus. He's still really good himself. Definitely good enough to be running as like your main leader for sure. He just doesn't link well with the Saiyan. So the only flaw I would say with my team build right here is that you have to have two Beeruses. So I am going to have a Beerus floating around when I would rather have a support floating around. That's the one flaw with it. That's why leaders that have support abilities are just so good. Alright, so right away now, we've got our Goku in play here. You can see they link up like fantastic. My Vegeta, he's rainbowed, but he's not level 10 links. But keep in mind, this Vegeta is really good, and he's still got an EZA coming at some point. It'll probably be a while because he was one of the later awakenings, but when he gets an EZA, man, he's going to be crazy too. So let's see what Goku does turn 1 here. We do have support, the Supreme Kai of Time here. So linked up with his best link buddy. We got support. Let's see what he's going to do here. I forgot to check his defense. We'll check it next time. But there is 5 million, dude. 5 million for this, like, he was basically a worthless banner unit. So this just tells you why. This is what I love about Dokkan, right? I love how they use EZA to bring these old units back into relevance, and like all the time and like money and pulls you invested in these units, like it rewards you later on for having those, and it definitely rewards players for having older accounts. They definitely want to discourage you from re-rolling, and I like that because I'm a very veteran player. I've been playing a long time. I've stuck with my accounts. And that's awesome that these characters are just insane. Like 5 million, like that's like Dokkan Fest level attack stats, right? Like that's what the new GT Vegeta that came out, like he's routinely in like the 5 million range, right? And here's Beerus at just, 5.2. And he's a Dokkan Fest exclusive. And here's this little, unfeatured, just banner unit Goku that a lot of people should have several copies of, if not rainbowed. Hitting 5 million, and keep in mind, he's supporting the rotation with crit chance and attack. This Goku's insane, and that's what I was saying when, like, he is good enough to run on rotation. This Vegeta definitely has fallen off a little bit. He was really good when he first came out, and he's still great because of his orb changing ability, as you can see right there. But his attack stats are definitely going to be low. I think turn 1 we saw him at like 2 million. It's going to vary though because he's a nuke character, so it's going to be based on the key orbs he grabs, right? So here's Goku at 110k defense, which it's okay. But his offensive ability and supporting is insane, and he does raise defense on super attack, so it's definitely going to be higher than that. So if we don't get supered in the first attack here from Goku, we should be okay. Realistically, I'll throw Vegeta in the front because he's got type advantage, and the Vegeta is actually really good defensively, and he is like a permanent stacking unit. So in a long event, that Vegeta is still definitely good enough to run for sure. But when we've got the 6-year anniversary coming and all these other like ridiculous Realm of Gods units with the main Vegeta and Goku coming out, like this Resurrection F Vegeta definitely isn't what you're going to want to run on main rotation. He's mainly used if you really just want to bring out the full potential of this Goku, but he's definitely good enough to run. So don't get that wrong. He's not a bad unit at all. Like his orb changing, he's got nuking. Like there he is 2.5. That's not too bad. And he is going to keep stacking and getting stronger. And in a long event like this Goku event, Vegeta's defense is going to get very insane. It's harder to read his defense initially because he has to get the orbs first. But as long as he's not attacking third, we can grab the orbs and then look at his defense. So we're going to keep an eye on Vegeta as we go through as well, just to see how well he's doing defensively as well. Now Vados I haven't really talked much about yet, but she's like absolutely ridiculous. She's the only unit of her kind in terms of support. Basically, she gives 20% attack and defense to all of her categories as a separate buff. So if you're on all of her categories, she actually is an 80% support unit, which is crazy. I think Vados and Champa might be the only two that actually fulfill all categories. And Champa obviously isn't someone you want to run as like a main rotation with her or anything. But Beerus gets 60%. So Beerus is only missing, I think, Universe 6. But he's got the other three categories. So Beerus getting a full 60% from Vados is part of the reason why he hits like so ridiculous next to her. Now, I obviously could have brought Strength Whis as well. He's a great linking partner for Beerus. The thing with Strength Whis is he has to be on rotation with Beerus to get his support buff. And I kind of wanted to float him off, but it wouldn't have worked. So I guess realistically, what I could have done was I could have brought Whis and had him on rotation with Beerus and then floated the Vados. But overall, I think having Vados on rotation with Beerus, he's going to do more damage. And Realm of Gods is just flooded with like so many good supports that I didn't really feel the need to force Whis on this team. Alright, so we're going to take a look at some stats here. So let's look at Vegeta after collecting orbs. Yeah, he's already up to 200k defense. So you can see he's sitting pretty there. And it's only going to go up as we go through the event, right? And then this is kind of the bad rotation where we've got Beerus floating. So we're not getting any support here. So that's why Goku's defense dipped a little bit. He was below 100k there. And that's, like I said in my other videos, I typically like to have supports always floating around, but sometimes you just can't avoid it based on the leader, right? So I think this is why people want better Realm of Gods leaders, and I think that's why the UI Goku Awakening is so good, because he's actually a Saiyan and he'll at least link well. He's still not supporting, but you could definitely run 2 UI Goku rotations, you know, if you really wanted to on that team. And he links pretty good with the Mastered UI, I believe. So I'm pretty excited for the 6th-year anniversary coming up. It's only about a month away here. I'm definitely going all in on those banners. I'll definitely be posting some summon videos for that there. Beerus should have a pretty good turn here. Beerus is going to get hit first, which will raise his attack. That's the one thing with these Beerus units that you can't get the full attack from them unless they get hit first. So let's see, he's going to get hit, raise his attack and defense. Good thing he got hit first because his defense just went up before this. This will probably still sting a little bit though. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, 73k, that's not too bad though. And then Beerus should be putting up pretty good numbers. Yeah, 7.2. And my Beerus, by the way, I'll have to check if this is mine or the friend one, but mine's at 90%. And I haven't really leveled him at all. So that's a pretty good attack stat for a non-rainbowed, non-level. Yeah, that's mine. So that's a 90% Beerus with like very minimal link leveling. So 7.2, pretty solid right there. I'm pretty sure if he's rainbowed with full level 10 links, he can push 8 million. Which is pretty crazy. I remember when that Beerus came out, it was so unexpected because he had nothing to do with like anything that was going on at the time. And it's just like, all right, here's a Beerus for you. And he ended up being pretty good. But if I remember right, he came out just before the 5th-year anniversary, so I didn't draw for him on his initial banner. I had to pick him up later on. Alright, so we're definitely going to have Vegeta in slot 1 here. Oh, and you know what? Vegeta gets way more of a boost from Tech Orbs. So him at 280k, that's not even like him at his best, because he gets like a 30% boost from collecting Tech Orbs specifically. So I'll have to make a note of that to try to get Tech Orbs. It's just every turn he's come up, it hasn't lined up really well for where I wanted him. We'll have Goku grab these. Let's see where Goku's at here. So Goku's at 111k defense, not too bad. And then Supreme Kai of Time, we'll just grab that. And we've got a Dokkan attack with Vegeta, which is fine. And when I'm doing a showcase, I don't like prioritize giving the Dokkan attack to the main unit because it doesn't actually affect the attack stat, right? We're going to get the same attack stat whether we're doing the Dokkan attack or not. So Vegeta's attack stat here, 2.6. for him, that's not too bad, considering I didn't grab tech orbs. If you get a nice field of tech orbs, he's usually over 3 million, especially after stacking a little bit. He'll be pretty good. But little side note about, I was talking about how when the Resurrection F Vegeta, Goku, and Bergamo all awakened, I was like so impressed with Bergamo, and if you have looked at my channel, you can kind of see that I kind of made Bergamo my mascot. He's not like my favorite Dragon Ball character or anything, but like I just remembered that was one of the most exciting things for me, was like when Bergamo came out, and I like watched Truth's first video on him, and his reaction was just hilarious. He's quite the character, but like just it was just so astounding at the time how good they made the banner units. And it was the first time that they ever made these banner units like so ridiculous. And these were just awakenings. These weren't even EZAs, right? And I remember I took Bergamo in and tried him out once I got him awakened. And I did have Android 8 active, but I had his defense up to 1.2 mil, which was just insane. I've never seen a defensive stat that high ever in the game. And Truth recently did a Bergamo video, and I definitely worth checking out, but he still holds up today. Like, he's still actually pretty good. So once Bergamo gets like a legit proper team to build around, like we need Basil and Lavender, and we need like a Trio to Dangers card, but I actually would really look forward to that coming out, and I would love like featuring that Bergamo as like a main team. Right now I think you'd have to run him with like Frost, who's pretty worthless, or the physical 17, who's pretty decent as well. All right, so we just got beat up there. You know, I was kind of just playing through without items, but I think we got a pretty good look at the Goku. Let me just throw him up here again really quick. There's no need to go back in. I mean, we definitely saw what he could do, but this guy just crazy, you know. Touching 5 million attack sets every turn. That's on rotation with the Vegeta, which he's not so bad that you're saying he's not holding the team back. Like, that Vegeta's definitely good enough, especially in a long event, right? So this guy, once again, fantastic unit, great banner unit. Definitely, I recommend putting a sticker on him if you haven't. That sticker is just beautiful right there. Once again, once the Universe 6, or not the 6-year anniversary comes out, I'm definitely going to have this guy as a mainstay on my Realm of Gods team. I'm going to run it with the Int UI Goku lead, and then hopefully the new UI Goku and Vegeta, but I'm going to have this guy as a floating unit, and he's going to be a great floating support that's going to be touching, you know, probably more like a 4 million attack set, maybe mid-3s if he's not, because he wouldn't be linked up with that Vegeta, so he's going to be missing some links, but he's still going to be putting up like pretty big numbers and supporting the team. Hey guys, just one more thing I thought of after I finished recording the video. I'm going to throw this in at the end, but I just wanted to talk about these Resurrection F, Vegeta, and Gokus, and there's one point that I kind of wanted to make that I think is quite interesting. So, the Vegeta and Goku, I was talking about that, they awakened together, so that was this one that we saw in the showcase, right? And then we saw this physical one, is the one that awakened at the same time, and you notice what Dokkan likes to do is they like to make these Goku and Vegetas like direct counterparts of each other. And this Goku and Vegeta, they're basically the same unit, right? They orb change, they're nukers, they do like pretty much the exact same passive just for different typings, right? But they're pretty much the same unit. They have that reflective link set where they literally link up the same except for that one Kamehameha versus Prodigies, right? So the point I want to make with that is if we look at this guy that we just looked at, right, who's just an amazing attacker, amazing support unit, well, let's look at the counterpart to him, which is this Strength Vegeta here. And I haven't even awakened mine yet because he's been basically useless, but if we look at it, he's got like the same passive that AGL Goku had, just attack plus 100. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the Goku had. This guy is going to be the direct counterpart to that AGL Goku we just looked at. So my theory is that when this guy EZAs, he's going to be absolutely ridiculous, and he's going to be a support as well, right? Now his support could be different in some ways. He could still do crit 7%. But then maybe instead of attack, this Vegeta does defense, and it would be for Realm of Gods, right? But I think they're going to build this guy exactly the same, and then they'll give him a slight tweak. And something I've noticed with Vegeta units is they're typically more defensive, so I could definitely see this guy being like a defense support, and then he could keep the 7% crit, or maybe it would be 7% chance to dodge and make it more defensive, right? But I think this guy's going to have a passive very similar, and he's going to be an absolute monster as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys, but I think in the future, this Strength Vegeta with that AGL Goku as a rotation is going to be absolutely bananas. So once again, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time.